Hello, 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 Sherri. It's really, really lovely to have you join me today for my Women Empowering Women Women's Wellness Chat. And I'm looking forward to spotlighting your business today. It's a joy to meet you. And I'd like you now just to tell me how you came to the realization that you were going to choose financial freedom today. Let me know a little bit about your background and what steps you took to make this method a focus of your life.
Well, thank you, and thank you for inviting me. I grew up in the States, as you can tell, and I grew up where kind of keep up with the Joneses and lots of, debt was just very normal there. Paying off your home was not very normal. And so when I married my Australian husband 30 years ago, it was a financial shift of thinking. And my husband was very wise in money, and so I had to learn. And then we became proud parents of 5 children. And so we decided that I would be a stay-at-home mom. And so that even made me really get involved and learn how to be frugal and spend my money wisely. And so I did that for the first 15 years of our marriage. I tracked every cent in what was the old Microsoft Money program. I remember thinking, feeling like I was really important when I'd put something in and press the enter and it would go ding, And so I tracked every cent, and I was religious. My friends thought I was crazy. And now I look back and I kind of was crazy. But I knew how much I needed to put away each month for my bills. And I knew, and generally it worked. Sometimes there wasn't enough in the account, but generally I did that. But we then were going to the States as a family. I had 5 children under the age of 12, and we decided to go to the States. And so we saved and we saved and we saved. And then we went, and we had such a good time that I thought there has to be a better way to save than what we just did. And I found that budgeting was more about the past and tracking,
Sure.
Where I wanted to know how to become a better saver and to be have peace of mind for those unexpected costs that come into everyone's life. And so I went searching on the internet to see if there was something. And I found what was back then in 2003 called Simply Budgets. And so I bought their CD and I did that, and it totally changed the way I did finances. It was a forward planning cash flow system. It didn't worry about the past because, to be honest, if we look at our accounting records, we're always just going to want to be better. We're not going to say, oh, I should have spent more money. And so what I needed was something to help me better plan, because I wanted to go back to the States again with my family. And actually we all did. I have 5 grown children now, 3 with children, and they all have a spending plan, and we all went back, paid cash for our trip last year, luckily before COVID hit. And so that's what was my dream. And so I found this. And then the thing that I liked about it, I've always liked time management, or how to self-manage your time, because we don't manage time. We just manage ourselves and how we use it. And that's what would impress me about this system, is that it included that third dimension of timing, where traditional budgeting is just expenses and income, where spending plan focuses more on expenses, because no matter what your income is, you can be rich or poor, then income, and then the third one is timing. And so it actually times your income and your bills, and so you can actually see, like a crystal ball, your next 12 months and what your bank balance will be, say of your bills account or any other account, because you're putting in that vital missing link that a budget does not have.
Sounds fantastic.
It transformed our finances. So in 2003, which was 18 years ago, I entered one time only all my bills. Now, of course, I've tweaked them over the years because life changes and bills change. But basically, I entered them all in once, and I now automate my finance. My finances have been automated for 18 years. I don't even know when bills are paid, because it really doesn't matter, because I can go into my plan. I know that there's enough money in that account on any day of the year that those bills can be automated. And so when I went to the States last year for 7 weeks, didn't even have to do my finances because I knew the money was going to be there for all my bills to be automatically paid. And so that was huge for me. I didn't have to forget paying bills anymore and getting the late fees. I stopped installments on things because I wanted to keep the money in my account rather than giving it away too early. So that's also a timing thing. You don't want to pay something too early, but you don't want to pay it late either. You want to pay it right on time. And so, yeah, that's what made me change is I saw all these benefits and I thought, why hasn't someone told me about this? Why didn't I know sooner? But, you know, and no matter what, when you find out, it's something, you know, to be curious about and to see the benefits, because if budgeting worked, none of us would have money problems. But unfortunately, budgeting does not work, and that's because it's missing the missing links. And so, yeah, and so then I, about 4 years ago, the guy who created the system, he's from North Noosa area of Queensland. He was a school teacher who was just creating something for his own family. And then he decided to create an institute and train others to actually help. And so to get access to a spending plan in the software, which is very simple yet so powerful, you go through a spending planner. And the reason for that is it's not, because when we deal with money, I don't want anyone to waste money on anything unless they get the full value of it. And because it is kind of a different way of thinking, meaning it's about the future, not necessarily the past, then it's good to get some just initial training on how to use the software and get that mindset changed to think about the future. And so, yeah, so I've been a spending planner for 3 years and had my own business for 2. The first year I was contracting with an investment property educational business. And so people came to them wanting to know how to get their investment, but they didn't have enough money. So I would work with them, get their own home and their own personal finances organized first, because you should always get your own personal finances organized before you start buying a home for someone else to live in.
Definitely.
And so first things first. And so I did that, but I've had my business for a couple of years and just blessed so many families' lives and changed very quickly how they do their finances. You know, I had one who was a spendaholic, and even after the first session, she totally had no desire to spend, because the spending planner tells the truth. It tells your financial current truth. And so there's no arguing with hubby and wife or partner anymore, because the plan tells the truth and you just have to believe the truth. And so, yeah, so I talk a lot about truth. There's so many lies out there in consumerism, and I tell the truth. You know, we need to save before we spend. Yes. And that's number one, but majority of people don't do that. And that's because society is saying, you deserve it. You're entitled to it. You work hard. But math and finances is logical. You do A plus B, you get C. So
that brings up a question I've been going to ask you.
Yes.
Were you always keen in maths and accounting and that as a child?
No, I was actually thinking about that the other day. Back when I was a teenager, I grew up in San Diego, California, and we had the old phones, you know, that were on the wall. And my mom did have a second phone in the hallway, which was near my bedroom, and it had a really long cord, so I could go in my room and kind of shut the door to talk to my boyfriends. But I thought, I was working full time. I thought, no, I'm going to get my own phone line. And so I paid $80 a month, which I now look back and think that was like 35 years ago, $80 a month, because I got a separate line to go in my room.
That's huge.
And so I basically spent every cent out of my paycheck. I did not save anything. And so, yeah, when I married my husband, he educated me, and we had the cash envelope system. He would get paid and he would bring home cash, and we would put it in the different envelopes. And so that really made me see that you can only spend what you have. We didn't have a credit card. We didn't even have a debit card. And so that was the beginning of me. And then two, the desire to stay home and raise my children.
Yes.
I wanted to
You
be
had the motivation. You had that why to do it.
Oh, definitely. And plus I had the motivation that I wanted to go home and visit my family.
Yes.
And so I've been home multiple times because we have it in the plan, and we put away a certain amount. And, you know, every year I have a free flight. I have money to go to the States. I have a little more than a free flight now because I'm waiting for the borders to open, you know, but
yeah, so it will happen one day. It will happen, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, definitely I was not good with money. And that's why I can, and when people come to me, I'm very non-judgmental because all of us make bad money choices. I've been there, yet I'm at the point where we have financial freedom in the sense I don't worry. I haven't stressed about money, like you said, since I started the spending plan. Good. Because, you know, it tells me the truth. It has all the information required so I can know my bills are covered and that I can save. It doesn't, like a budget, just let me guess and you have to guess where you can, or, you know, maybe it will happen, or it's maybe possible if you follow this, where the spending plan actually tells you, yes, you can. So it's like a crystal ball of your next 12 months spending and what your balances are on any day. And then it's also a GPS saying how you're going to get there. And so it's
not waiting for Lotto to drop you a winning to do all that. You're actually in control. Yeah.
Oh, definitely. And most of the people I work with, and like I said, I work with people up to 6 months, depending on, especially if they don't have a budget and they're not used, then 6 months is good because I work with their mindset as well. And then I have ones that are good with their money, and those are really great clients. They're good with their money. They have kind of a system, a budgeting system, but it's not doing, they can see it's lacking. And so with them, I can show them, and they just, get so excited because it really simplifies your finances. Takes less than 10 minutes a week to monitor it because you initially are investing time to set it up, which I walk you through every step. And then once it's set up, you automate everything, and I teach bank structure so that you protect your money from you, because we are our biggest thief from our own money. It's no one else. And so, effective bank structure and to have boundaries, and also to be prepared for the unexpected. I teach about a big bad wolf account, and that is what everyone should have had in 2020, including businesses. Now I do, and all my clients did, and they came through okay because they had money in case something unexpected, which COVID was.
COVID was, yeah.
Was, and there's always unexpected things in life, but knowing that nothing is unexpected. We know things are going to go wrong, so we need to have money in a big bad wolf account, as I call it. And it's protecting you from the big bad wolf's visits because they didn't know he was coming.
I love that your system is Australian.
Definitely
made and Australian made. That's awesome.
I do have U.S. clients.
Yeah, of course.
And it works no matter where you are, and it doesn't matter what your monetary value thing is. But I love Australia, and I love how Australians do have that goal to pay off their home. That is actually, something that is possible. When I got the spending plan, we paid off our home in about 5 years later. So we did it in 15 years. And then we got an investment home, and we'll be paying that off in under 15 years, in a few years. All because of the spending plan, because it tells you the actual day you'll be out of debt, the day you'll have money to do what you really want. Because we don't work just to pay bills. We work to do what we really want. But unfortunately, we waste a lot of our money on what we think we want. And so I help, and that's part of the mindset, to really, let's get back to the basics. What's the very basics you have to spend your money on? And that's what's very crucial, especially if a COVID hits again. Because if you lose your job, what is the basics? You don't have to worry about it, And then let's rethink where you spend all your money before we start adding all those other expenses. Because you really need 4 different types of Foxtail, Stan, all those things. And so to rethink our spending.
Do you recommend stocks?
Now, I'm not an actual financial advisor. I'm a certified spending planner. So my strength is in budgeting, or not budgeting, in a spending plan.
Yep.
And so, so I don't advise anyone on any of those type of things.
Right.
I have resources in my online course that they can go and, just say, hey, go check these people out. But no, I don't. I specialize on basically what was a hole in the industry. There's a lot of advice out there for all those things, but here the main majority of people who are maybe living paycheck to paycheck or just trying to get their family finances organized, that's where I kind of help them and give that honesty, that truth about money and truth about their money, and also teach them about being totally honest about their money and living
is
within.
It MLM, multi-level marketing system, or is it a commission, or
what in regards to what?
Well, you joined up with the institute. You went to the institute.
Yes, so I was trained.
You were trained, so you're a trainer. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically I'm a trainer. I was trained to be a certified spending planner.
Right.
They of course own the software, and so the software is only $10 a month, and it's an online one. And then I just run my own personal business. So I'm not in connection, or a franchise. It's my own business, and so I've built that up that way. And I just teach people to choose financial freedom, because it is a choice.
Yeah.
It's not and I help people reignite their dreams. I worked with a couple there, like in their early 60s, and they wanted to go overseas to his birthplace because he hadn't been there since he was 2. And I'd worked with him a year, and they had cash and paid and went 5 weeks. It was over in the Europe area.
Right.
Only because they had a plan. And plus they had me on their side to help them keep and motivate them. I do accountability. So they tell me their goals. I help them be accountable to their goals. Because to be honest, as adults, we think, we don't really have anyone telling us what to do. And that's why a lot of people are in financial strife. So I'm kind of the truth barrier there, and the ones that's going to say, hey, let's remember your goal that you have. You don't want to spend money on this at the moment because you will then procrastinate your that, which is what you really want. And so, so I give accountability. I motivate them. I'm very passionate about what I do. And I celebrate their wins because they have so many wins.
So important, isn't it?
Oh, and they get wins immediately because I have them call all their service providers right at the beginning, and they'll save hundreds up to thousands of dollars just by me kind of coaching them and telling them what to say and to get a better deal. Because if you don't ask, you don't get.
True. Yeah, no, I think that's really important for people to know. So that's awesome free advice right there, people. And Bree's the one you want to go through so that she can give you those words to say to your service providers.
That's right. My mortgage home loan, and like I said, we only have a few years left on it, but it's like, hey, I know that I can get better. So I call them every 3 months. They allow me to call them every 3 months to get a better deal.
I've never called, well, we don't have a mortgage now, but I had never called my mortgage provider.
I hadn't thought of it either until, when I started, and I'm thinking, hey, all you can do is ask. I was asking everybody else, and I called, and in a 10-minute phone call, they reduced my rate where I was saving $1,600 a year. And I called my husband on the phone, and I was so proud. It was like, I just made $1,600 in 10 minutes.
What an incredible phone call to make. Oh, wow.
And so all my kids have done that, all my married kids. And they get so excited. They call me. And so, I love to celebrate with those I work with because money is fun. It's not that dreaded thing that people think about budgeting, because it's not a budget, and it's called a spending plan. people I work with are called Sherry's happy spenders, because when they spend, they know they have the money. And the spending plan even tells you it's your wife's birthday, money is there, go buy her a gift. It tells you. So there's no excuse for forgetting anyone's anniversary or birthday, because you're planning for it and it tells you it's time to go spend. And so, yeah, I love spending. Money is my friend. It is not my foe, all because of a spending plan.
Awesome. That was such good value, just right there. So I hope that you'll have lots and lots of contacts after this goes live, because really that just sounds so empowering. So everybody, get on Sherri, follow her on social media, and support her, because that's what we do. And now I'm going to go to 60 seconds of fast questions. And
Okay.
basically, I give you a choice of one or the other.
Yes.
And there's a couple of what is your favorites. Okay. You ready?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Tea or coffee?
Neither. Herbal.
Oh, good. Good. From my point of view, that's awesome.
Yes.
Vegemite or peanut butter?
Peanut butter and jelly.
And jelly, yes. Crystals or essential oils?
Essential oils.
Mountains or beach?
Mountains.
Oh, cat
But I
or
like
dog?
painting beaches. I love to paint, and I love painting seascapes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a good thing to know about you.
On
You're
Facebook, I did a memory a few days ago that had some of my first paintings.
Oh, lovely. So that's what you do in your downtime? We've stopped 60 seconds for the second. Is that what you do in your downtime?
That's what I want to get back to. Yes.
Okay.
But definitely.
Good.
I teach my grandkids now how to oil paint.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, back to 60 seconds.
Okay.
Cat or dog?
Cat.
Run or walk?
Walk.
Sweet snacks or savory snacks?
Sweet.
Oprah or Ellen DeGeneres?
Oprah.
Oh. Cinema or Netflix nights?
I don't do many of both, but I would say cinema with my husband. We did go recently, and that was, yeah, so cinema in the recliner chairs.
Nice. TV or books?
Books.
Audio books or real books?
Audio.
Straight or sparkling water?
Straight.
Are you an early riser or a night owl?
I'm an early riser. I actually start appointments at 6 a.m. because, you know, I'm up and yeah, early.
This one may not be relevant, so you just say not relevant. Guided or intuitive meditation?
I do meditate. And so, yeah, I am very spiritual, and I know how to listen and to
So you use intuitive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dragonflies or butterflies?
Butterflies.
Racing car or dirt bike?
Dirt bike.
What is your favorite music genre?
Classical.
What was it?
Classical.
Classical. Okay. What is your favorite color?
Purple.
What is your favorite exercise?
Swimming. And
what is your favorite book?
Oh, How to Multiply Your Time. How to Multiply Your Time by Rory Vaden.
Okay. What is your best friend's first name?
Chrissy.
And what is your favorite flower?
A rose.
A rose. That's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. That was,
You.
it does put you on the spot, doesn't it? Even though they're quite easy answers, it's sort of like, oh, do I tell the truth or not? It's just
Yeah, that's right.
whatever comes to mind anyway. Thank you. We learned a lot about you just then. Yeah. So that was awesome. And yeah,
Thank you for the opportunity.
you're welcome. And I look forward to promoting you. And I'm going to stop the recording now. Thank you very much, Sherri, for joining us today.
You're welcome.